Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Arakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that taught me the truth, and much love, greetings, and salutations to the hopeful elected tabernacle of David. Now, just real quick, I just want to respond to this article. This is from the dailymail.co.uk, and the headlines, Putin is planning troops and missiles in eastern Libya in bid to seize control over the biggest illegal immigration route to Europe, UK intelligence fears. And if that's so, that's pursuant to prophecy in Ezekiel the 38th chapter, which I'm about to get, because Russia's whole position in this military strategy is to be a guard, a sentinel to these aligned countries, basically for political and economic leverage against the West. Okay, that's what it's all about. And Libya being attacked by NATO in the past, Russia is not going to stand for that to happen again, because there was a different president that was ruling over Russia at the time during the Obama administration. But now that we have Putin, all right, this guy is totally different. He's more of a chess player. All right, very strategic with his moves and how he positions his troops, the different trade and negotiations. All right, him supplying these different nations with weapons, to defend their countries. Well, that's part of him being strategic, especially in the on the stage of war. All right. So now this is what they're fearing. They're fearing that there's a takeover by the Russian military to actually take control over that region. Well, Africa already been a battleground for different militaries, because you got the West, or the United States, they got mercenaries over. They've been having mercenaries over there, but you also got the Chinese military as well over there in that area as well. So, things are all leading up to the Middle Eastern conflict that we've been telling you about. All right, the Battle of Armageddon, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which is going to be based in the Middle East. That's why there is no peace in the Middle East. All right, so I just want to read this article. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I just want to read a portion of it and filter it through the prophecy in Ezekiel. All right, because one of the jobs of the men of the Lord is to watch, man. We're the Lord's watchmen. So that means we got to be constantly on our watch when it comes to world events as it pertains to the prophecies. So it says Russian President Vladimir Putin is planting troops and weapons in Libya to establish a strategic stronghold against the West, intelligence chiefs said. All right, another word for a stronghold is like a fort. All right, something that you build in order to keep out enemies. All right, and not only that, but you also watch and you take full control from what's within that stronghold to protect it from outsiders. All right, and Libya has been open to attacks, and it's been under total chaos, since what happened to Gaddafi back in 2011. So now Russia got to come in and play its role in securing that area, just like it's doing in Syria right now. And that's why Syria has been able to remain afloat. All right. That's because Russia is being a guard unto these nations. All right. It says Prime Minister Theresa May has been warned that the country will become Putin's new Syria by using it as a base for missiles. 2 military bases have been set up in the towns of Benghazi and Tobruk under the cover of Wagner Group a private military firm. We scroll down. It says, it is believed Moscow's main priority is to take control over the North African country, which is the biggest illegal immigration route to Europe. The Sun Online reports, with fears the influx would be like a tap being turned on. Dozens of GRU Secret Service personnel and Spetsnaz special forces officers are reportedly training in the east of the country. Caliber missiles, as well as S-300 air defense systems, are also thought to be on Libyan ground. All right, so basically, Russia is securing these regions by giving them defense. All right, and that's what's causing this shift to happen, where you got these countries who once depended on America are now, turning to Russia, because Russia actually has the technology. They have enough weapons to supply other countries, and as long as they're arming these other nations, these nations will actually hop on the train, so to speak, with Russia. And that'll leave what? That'll leave America even more isolated, especially with the tactics that Trump is resorting to, which he's being controlled by the Zionist regime. All right, that's why it tells you in prophecy, the least of the flock shall draw them out. And Israel is going to be the cause of why America is going to come to its demise in this final world's war. All right, so basically what this is going into is they basically suspect that Russia is placing a military stronghold in Libya. All right, and they're not going to allow for Libya to succumb to what happened to them when Gaddafi was alive. All right, Medvedev he responded, but he didn't really do anything to suppress the issue. All right, so that takes me to the actual prophecy when you go to Ezekiel 38. So let's get this real quick. Salat. It says Ezekiel 38 verse 1. It says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief priest of Meshech and Tubal, and it's talking about Russia. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth. Meaning I will control you. All right, the spirit of the Lord is in control. All right, and he's basically allowing Russia to build militarily and economically to face the United States and NATO, which is the beast. Okay, and especially with the countries that are aligning itself with Russia. All right, it says, in all thine armies, it's like all thine army, horses and horsemen, and all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. And that's because this is back in Ezekiel's time, the apparatus that they had back then was just bucklers and shields, all right, swords, armor, breastplates, things of that nature. But if you take it in, because this is prophetic, the modern day apparatus is what? What are these countries using to defend themselves, or to intercept and block attacks? Missile defenses. Okay, missile defenses. And then you also got your swords, which is the modern day gun. Okay, you got your your fighter jets. You got your submarines, your naval ships, your air force, all right, so on and so forth. You got your ballistic missiles, and also your intercontinental ballistic missiles. And these are the things that the Lord has allowed these nations to build for this oncoming war that's taking place. All right, this is them preparing for war, as it says in Joel the 3rd chapter, which that's a scripture we get all the time. All right, Joel 3:9. All right, let all these you men prepare for war. Wake up the mighty men. All right, turn your pruning hooks into matter of fact, let me just get it. All right, let me just go on ahead and get it. And that's why Russia's been arming Turkey, Syria. They've been arming, and now they're putting troops and missiles in Libya. All right, this is Joel 3, and I think recently they just also armed I believe it was India. All right, they all are buying those S-300s and S-400s from Russia. All right, because they all are preparing to protect themselves from the West. All right, this is Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Tether, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. All right. So that's talking about what? The battle of Armageddon. Also, this same war that Ezekiel is prophesying about is the same war. All right. So going back, it says, and I will turn thee back, or talking about Russia, and I will put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, and all of them handling swords, meaning all the allies of Russia. They're going to all be armed. All right. And Russia is arming them. They produced their own weapons, but it is becoming more advanced because of the technology of Russia. Okay. It says, verse 5, it says, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. Showing you that what? Iran is part of the alliance, of course. Ethiopia, a North African country, and Libya, another North African country. All right, and they're suspecting, according to their the UK intelligence, that Putin is basically putting troops and arming them with missiles and weapons. Okay, let's go back to that. All right, it says, it is believed Moscow's main priority is to take control in the North African country, which is the biggest illegal immigration route to Europe. The Sun Online reports. All right, so he's placing his stronghold over there as well, just like he's doing with Syria. So what is he ultimately doing? He's guarding them from the threat of what? The West, which the West rise the beast, which is NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. All right. So going back, it says Gomer and all his bands, and Gomer is Turkey, and the house of Tergama of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and I just read in Joel what this is talking about. Be prepared for war, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, meaning all your allies, and be thou a guard unto them. All right. And when you look up the word guard, let's look up guard real quick. It's a lot. When you look up guard, it says watch over in order to protect or control. All right, to secure. All right. Sentinel, shielded, manned. Okay. A person who keeps watch, especially a soldier or other person formerly assigned to protect a person or to control access to a place. All right, and that's Russia getting that leverage over the country. So Russia is being a guard to Libya. Okay. So hey, prophecy is actually speaking, man. All right. That lets you know this final world's war is right around the corner, and salvation is nigher than we believe, man. So you gotta keep believing, man, and have faith, man. Okay. Let's get Habakkuk chapter 2 and 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." All right. So this thing is moving fast. So knowing that the days are speeding up, what ought we to do? Be in all holy conversation, man. All right. Be seeking the Lord, man. Getting His word, understanding it, preaching it, having faith, prayer. All right, and also watching, man, being circumspect, redeeming the times because they're evil. All right. So that's pretty much it. I didn't have many precepts. I just want to really go into the article and basically filter it through the prophecy, especially regarding what's happening up here in up in Libya, man. That's what's showing the prophecy, and our people got to see that. Okay. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Hopefully this was edifying. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and with that I'll say shalom, work back a thumb to the elect, shalom.